It was the place where the Gentiles were first welcomed into the church, not by men, but by a series of God-initiated events. So it seems appropriate on our last full day in the city, or in the land, that we end up in Jerusalem and at the Garden Tomb, or at the tomb, one or the other this morning. The purpose of being a Christ follower is not to join a religious movement. It's not to be polite or cleaned up or moral. It's to recognize that we had a need that we couldn't address, and God did something for us. The essence of being a Christian is centered in the redemptive work of Jesus, which is the cross and the resurrection. Everything else is secondary. Tragically, so often we make those secondary things more important. We raise them to a place of significance above the cross and the empty tomb. That is what we celebrate. One of my takeaways from this trip in listening to Charlie is the love he has for our country. I wish I could give that to the younger people I know at home. I want, alongside that, in my own heart, a love for the Lord, a zeal for the kingdom of God, an allegiance to the things of the kingdom of God that extend beyond what we typically think of with church affiliation. You know, and I mean, I've given my life to church, so I'm not in any way detracting from that. But the passion of my life is more than for a local congregation. It's for the kingdom of God. And the reason for that is the recognition of what God did for us on that cross and in that resurrection. He took the punishment that I deserved, that I rightfully earned, that I might have the blessings that I had no right to. He took my shame, He took my guilt, He took my sin, He took my rejection, He took my sickness, He took my poverty, He took all the curse of sin that I might have all the blessings of the kingdom of God. That is the core of the faith that we embrace, and it transcends every race, gender, it transcends social status, education, nationality, all the barriers that we use to separate one another. The cross levels that ground. And if you will believe that Jesus of Nazareth is the Son of God and acknowledge you're a sinner, God will welcome you into His family, into His kingdom. What an amazing, it's what brings people from all over the world. The Romans tried to crush it. The communists tried to make it illegal. I mean, it's still happening in the earth today. And the more it's been oppressed, the more it's flourished. The only thing that has caused the church to become impotent is when it's prospered. The most effective weapon against the church has been the carnality of people that stood beneath the label of the cross. And so I have to say, one of the things that gives me hope for the church in our country is it looks like now that we don't necessarily have an advocate in leadership. Perhaps it will cause the church to flourish, because we will have to choose the lordship of God in our lives and not trust someone else to carry the banner for us. So I choose not to be discouraged. I feel like God brought us here to prepare us for the next season. I choose to be encouraged. And we're going to take communion together. This would be my invitation to you. Do not come just as a tourist. Don't just learn the history. Take a step with the Lord while you're here. Whatever burdens you may have brought, whatever, my experience is we all carry stuff. We're a little afraid to let it out in the light of day or to address it. Whatever place you need God in your life, meet Him today. Acknowledge your stubbornness, your selfishness, whatever it is. Say, Lord, you meet me here. Maybe you need health in your body, peace in your home, whatever it is. Let's not just see the sights and be wowed by the Temple Mount. Let's be captured by the power of an empty tomb and the agony and the suffering of a cross that was God's gift to us. Every time we receive communion, that's what we do. I'll just serve you where you are, I think, and we can all partake together.